We are live, everyone. Give some time to get some people on here, but first up, thank you guys so much for joining. And we are literally so close to 30,000 subscribers. I think we're like 20 subscribers away from 30,000, and that's just crazy. And my goal by the end of this live chat is to get to 30,000. So make sure if you're just joining that you hit the subscribe button if you have not yet, because the goal is 30,000 subscribers by the end of this live chat. What's up, everyone? Thank you guys so much for joining. So let's go ahead and open up with a couple questions. If you guys want to have any questions that you have, let's open up with some Q&A. And then as soon as we have more people on here, I'll do a little announcement and then we'll end it with some more Q&A. But the whole point of this is just to kind of get back to you guys for some question and answers. And then we'll go from there. What's up, everyone? What's your favorite color? Black and yellow right now. Will you hunt Virginia again? No, I'm not going to hunt Virginia again with Gaius. It's just not, like, super busy now in May. Since I'm going to Reading, I'm going to Gator Cup, and then turkey season in April. It opens up on the 22nd for us, so I'm not going to be going to Virginia again. Ultraview Archery, we love you. I love you guys too. Public land in Arkansas, that'd be fun. How did you start off your channel and gain subs? I started out my channel probably 4 years ago now, and I was just making funny videos, just like shooting or whatever, like no really rhyme or reason behind it, and just put them out there and uploading them, and like really just to show, you know, people and close friends and stuff. And I remember the first couple videos were like conversation with like George and the Hornets and stuff just kind of came up from that. And we just made videos and put them on YouTube for fun. And now it's just compiled. And now obviously it's a lot bigger than just doing stuff every now and again. What were your first feelings when you came to Nîmes? Well, I'd never been to Europe. If you watch the Nîmes vlog, I said like I'd never been to Europe. I'd never been like anywhere close to there. I've been to South Africa, I've been to China, I've been to Taipei, but never Europe. And Europe is super. It was different than what I had imagined. It was similar to the U.S. in ways, like with just people and stuff, but so different with the culture. Like European culture is so much older than the U.S. So like when we went to Amsterdam for a layover, just like the buildings and the architecture and everything is just like crazy old and crazy cool. And then, you know, in Nîmes it was cool because we stayed up on top of the hill in a house. And so we got to really experience like living in Nîmes, commuting back and forth to the shoot and everything. So it was killer. Definitely want to go back. Am I coming to the Iowa Deer Classic next year? Probably. It was a killer time. I really had fun at that. Do you think a Harvest Brown Pro Force would make a good hunting target bow? Yeah, I've actually seen people like buy one bow for target and hunting, a Pro Force and Harvest Brown. That'd be good for that. What cameras do you run? Main one, Sony 6500, and then I also have a Sony 6300. Have I ever derailed a compound bow? Not on accident. I've done one on purpose before. It was just a Genesis bow, but I've never derailed one. Mainly because I shoot a Hoyt. But no, I'm just kidding. Whatever, hunt Oregon. Yeah, definitely. When does your turkey season open? April 22nd, I believe, for first season. In Michigan, they have a couple different seasons, especially if you're hunting like public land. There's a couple different seasons, but private land, there's early season like in April 22nd to May 5th, and then there's like a later season, and that's pretty much all of May. Archery, we're working on a special product for you right now. Oh, thank you. There is some cool things coming out for Archery that I mean, archery really has, it's really just like a year old-ish, but in that year, I mean, it's just been so awesome working with Colby and everything. And the all new Archery 2 came out, which we literally can't ship them out fast enough. Like as soon as we can make them assemble and get parts in and everything, they're going out the door. So it's incredible. But probably like early summer-ish, we're gonna have like more releasing of more super cool stuff. So make sure to look out for that. Um, let's see here. Do you like to hunt with a hinge release? Yes and no. I think that with people, how do I explain this? I want to say this in a way where like experienced people shooting back tension. What I mean by like experience is like if you shoot it correctly and you shoot it all the time and you shoot it like for target stuff or whatever, then maybe it would be acceptable to use it for hunting. But if you just want to like pick up a back tension release and just like go out in the woods and shoot it, I definitely say no. And why I say that is because a back tension release is definitely harder to shoot when you're under pressure or anything, and really just in general to shoot it correctly. So unless you're like very comfortable and very skilled with back tension release, like shooting target archery or shooting whatever, have like a coach that knows that you're shooting it correctly, I wouldn't go out in the woods without one or with one, because like a trigger release or a button release, it's more controllable. And in hunting situations, sometimes you have to like hold really long or stuff like that. And a back tension can get tricky, especially if you don't have a click on it. Then you really can get on some sketchy ground. How much weight on your stabilizers? I run a pretty light setup. It fluctuates from anywhere from like 10 to 14 on the back and like 6 to 10 on the front. What broadheads do you prefer? Right now I'm running Rage Hypodermic. They were really good last year. Favorite animal hunt? Whitetails. You just can't get enough of whitetails. Will Ultraview Archery consider giving military discounts? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Ever tried to draw an elk tag in Michigan? Yeah, I've actually. I did a long, from like when I was 10 years old until I was probably 16, 17, 18. I put in like every single year, but I've been slacking since then. Four finger back tension, was it good? Never tried a four finger. My opinions on a four finger is it's one finger too many, or two fingers too many. The more fingers you put on a release, just the more variables you have, and the more things you got to pay attention to. So like, the most common is three finger, obviously, and then like a lot of people, like top pros, Jesse Broadwater, a couple other like Hornets and stuff, shoot two fingers, and it just like that. You're only dealing with two fingers, so it's like less variables, and it's just more easy to repeat itself. If you could go on any hunt, where would it be? If I could go on any hunt for a whitetail, it'd probably be Kansas or Iowa. But any hunt in general, I probably would love to go on a moose hunt. It's definitely on the list. Do you warm up before you shoot? Not always, but you should. You should definitely stretch out a little bit, even if it's just like 30 seconds, 1 minute, stretch out your arms. It really helps with like preventing injuries or anything like that. Killer. All right, so keep on putting in your questions, but I have a couple things that I want to talk about while you guys are here. First things first, thank you guys so much for joining. I want to reach 30,000 subscribers, hopefully today. I think we can do it today, and if not, by the end of this live stream. We're already going on 9 minutes now. Couple updates. BeRollMerch.com. We have a couple new hats on there. We have what people have been dying to get, the stretch flex fit hat. We have one on there now. And then also just more standard trucker hats in different colors. So those are on there. Make sure to check that out. And we're also working on some killer new designs to come out for the spring. So make sure to keep a lookout for that. Also, we have a couple vids coming out this week, hopefully. I know they're coming out this week because I already have them done and they're uploaded. I just got to let them go. Cincinnati, actually, Tyler Heritage followed me around in Cincinnati, which is something that I've never really done before, like that style of video. So when that comes out, make sure you let me know if you like that or if you want me to like do more stuff like while I'm shooting, just like in tournaments and stuff. Because it's hard for me to take a camera around and shoot and pay attention and focus. So lately I've just been like kind of shutting off the camera and just shooting. But this time Tyler like followed me around while I shot. So let me know if you like that. And also we did a ASA video, and we also have a Lancaster unboxing. I'm gonna get back into unboxing, doing tutorial videos and stuff like that for heading into the spring and the summer. So we got a couple Lancaster unboxings for you. Also, tournament wise, what I'm going to be hitting up very soon, ASA Texas. I'm going to be going to ASA Texas, which will be very, very fun. I've never been to before. Looking forward to that. Reading, which is by far like probably my third favorite shoot, if not second favorite shoot of all time. Vegas is number one. Vegas will probably be always number one favorite shoot. But Reading, which will be a really, really fun time. And then Gator Cup. One of the I'm not going to Arizona Cup, but I will go to Gator Cup. We're super looking forward to that. So the next couple tournaments are coming up, and yeah. So let's do a couple more questions to end this out, and then I just want to thank you guys just for being on here right now. You maybe want to get back into archery. Shoulders and elbows got me out of it, but I'm working on getting back. That's awesome. It's killer. How old are you? I'm 21, soon to be 22 at the end of next month. Favorite piece of Sika gear? Probably the Kelvin light hoodie, which is kind of like a weird piece. It's technically like a Western midweight, but it's tan and it's kind of puffy and it's quiet. It's pretty quiet. And what I really enjoyed it was like a mid-layer piece, obviously for like out west and stuff, or if you're cold or you're glassing, you throw it on. But whitetail, I used it a ton. Like it was just a perfect like exterior, especially with like the Fanatic bibs. If it was like 35 degrees out ish, it's warm, but it's not like killer warm. So with the bibs and everything, I rocked it up on top. I really love that piece. Let's see. What advice would you give to someone that shoots recurve but wants to shoot compound? And also Whisker Biscuit. Well, throw that Whisker Biscuit away. They are not. I'm not a fan of them. They're not very consistent or anything, in my opinion. My advice for switching from recurve to compound is to get a good coach or to get good information online and start out on the right foot, because it is a big transition and it's a big jump. Even though it's still archery and it's still everything, there's a lot of different stuff in between those two. So get your resources, get information before making that jump. Are you going to shoot Total Archery Challenge? Yes. And we might actually hit up a second Total Archery Challenge, possibly in Vermont, because of just weekends. It lines up good, and it's actually not that bad of a drive from Michigan. So Travis and I definitely are going to Michigan and then maybe Vermont. What was your favorite hunt you've ever been on? That's a hard one. Louisiana last year was definitely like top 3, just because it was epic with Austin and like my best whitetail ever. But the out west hunts, like the Nebraska this year, was killer. Even though we were only there for 2 days, it was just so much fun hanging out with Tim and Travis and just seeing a ton of deer, and obviously my biggest ever. But I don't know, I just love hunting in Michigan too. Like those are some of my favorite hunts ever. All right, let's do 5 more, guys. Sika gear worth it? In my opinion, yes. And I did if you follow me on Instagram, I did a little story thing on it of why I think it's worth it. And I ran regular gear or whatever for like years, for ever since like 3 years ago, I guess you say. And regular gear, I mean just like the cheapest stuff, just like bargain cave Cabela's, like just whatever. And when I started getting a couple pieces, like I bought a couple pieces of Sika gear, and right away I knew that having good gear that makes hunting easier is like it makes you last longer in the woods. It makes you more functional. It just makes everything so much easier. So now having full system of Sika gear, especially for like whitetail, the layering systems, the functionality of it, the pockets, the zippers, especially for archery hunting, they're tight, concealed around your neck and everything. In a nutshell, Sika gear basically makes it easier to hunt because it's more functional and it makes you last longer out in rough weather. So, is it worth it? Yes. Is it worth it for a serious bow hunter? Definitely. Is it necessary to kill deer? No. It's 100% not necessary. I'm not telling you to like go out and spend thousands on Sika gear just to shoot deer. You don't need it. But it makes hunting easier and it's 100% for like hardcore bow hunter guys. So that's my answer for that. Do you ever hunt in Wisconsin? Never been to Wisconsin, but it's definitely on the list. Favorite trail cameras to run? I don't really have any favorite ones. We have some Bushnells. I ran Stealth Cam for a while. Wild Game Innovations. Wild Game Innovations good, but I have had some glitches with Wild Game Innovations. So definitely like Bushnell is probably like one of my top ones. Or Muddies are really good also. I've ran a couple of those. Those are good. They're good, just like a good compact overall good camera. Have you ever done a Reinhardt 100? Never done a Reinhardt 100, but there's a ton, or I know there's at least one in Michigan every year that I should probably go hit up. What Excel site combo would you use for 3D and hunting? So I run Excel stuff. What I'm running right now on my hunting rig is the Excel AccuTouch, and I've ran the same one for like 4 or maybe even 5 years, definitely like 3 or 4 years. And I love it. It's the sight tape's like rotated towards you, so when you're up in the tree stand or whatever, just holding, you can see your sight tape, and it's an adjustable 1 pin. And then they also have like the rheostat, which is an adjustable same thing, but it's a multi-pin. So you can like set up your pins as like 20, 30, 40, 50, but then you can use your bottom one to use the dial for like 50, 60, or like more precise measurements. So that's what I recommend for that stuff. What editing software do you use for the bee season? I do Premiere Pro for like everything, but I didn't start out with Premiere at all. Actually, it's only been about a year and a half of using Premiere. I used forget what it is, but I bought like $100 video editor for the longest time. I used that, and then I bought, or no, I didn't buy. I got a new Mac, and I used iMovie, and this was like 3 years ago. I did iMovie for the longest time, and really all you need for a video editor for like making YouTube stuff or basic stuff is you need to be able to cut clips, add music, and fades and titles. Like that's really all you need. So like iMovie was great, but now I'm running Premiere for everything. Ever Robinhood and Arrow? Yeah, I've done a few. I try not to anymore because it just gets expensive. Spot Hog, they're good. I've never shot one or anything, but my preference is definitely Excel. What releases are you shooting? Actually, my favorite one right now is this one. It's the Fulcrum Flex Jesse Broadwater series. Back tension, 3-finger with the funky finger knob. It just fits my hand super good, super adjustable. You just loosen up a little screw in the bottom right there, and you can just micro adjust it and watch it. Favorite release right now. Definitely. HT is probably like my longest running favorite release, but I'm on a kick right now for the past couple months on this dude. Do you miss shooting NASP? Yeah, I actually do. I love NASP. For those of you that don't know, NASP, National Archery in Schools program, actually is like 15,000 kids go to nationals every year, and you got to qualify to go. It's crazy. And I did that all through like middle school and high school, and I did pretty good at it. I mean, I loved shooting it too. Boom, 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 boom. Whisker Biscuit versus Fall Away. If you're running a Whisker Biscuit, please try to get away from a Whisker Biscuit. Unless you don't care and you're just like flinging arrows, that's fine. But if you want accuracy, get away from a Whisker Biscuit. Notice you don't wear full camo while hunting. Have you been spotted by a lot of deer or haven't noticed a difference? So like I know what you're saying by like tan. So like when I was out west in like Nebraska, I just like wore tan. And if you look at actually like Nebraska, Kansas, like a lot of out west stuff, tan works really, really good because it's like grassland. It's just grass, which is like a brown or a tan. So if you like the Sitka subalpine's like really good for like a little bit of shrubbery or like a little bit of stuff going on. But when it's just like straight up tan, you blend in like super good. So no, I don't get like spotted by deer or anything wearing solid colors. And actually solid colors actually do like really well. I love solid colors, and luckily like Sitka gear has like tan and greens and whatnot. So I love running solid colors actually. All right, killer guys. Let's do one more question. Guys, put your questions in. One more question. One more question. I'm not even sure how many subscribers we're at. Let's check that too. We're getting close. We're gonna hit 30K by the end of the day. Don't worry, guys. Lance Brown, thanks for subscribing. Boom, 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 boom. You still have the GOAT release? Yeah, I still have the GOAT release. I still rock it every now and again. Okay, last question before we leave. Jay Pollen, wanting to go out west for a spot and stalk hunt, what state and animal do you recommend? So I would definitely recommend like an over-the-counter type state. So for those states, like Nebraska would be a good option because it's over the counter, it's reasonably cheap, and you can actually use it for whitetail or mule deer. So depending on whatever you see, you can shoot either or. Kansas, I know I've never hunted Kansas, and actually Travis and I are talking about and trying to figure out maybe if we're going to go next year. Kansas would be another good option for actually spot and stalk whitetail. I know like the whitetail adrenaline guys, they do like a really good job out there and stuff. But if I had to pinpoint like one state to go and hunt mule deer cheaply and not that like extensive for like climbing in mountains or anything, I'd probably say Nebraska mule deer. I'd probably say that. Well, thank you guys for watching so much. 30K, almost a 30K. We're so close. We'll hit 30K by the end of the day. Don't worry. But thank you guys so much for watching and putting in all these questions. You guys put in a ton of questions, and sorry if I didn't answer yours, but it's just a lot to read through. Thank you guys for watching so much. Make sure to hit that notification button and to subscribe, because we're going to be uploading tons of content as we continue out through spring and summer, and hopefully like several a week. That's my personal goal, but we'll see how that happens. But we should be good to go for this week. 3 new videos this week. Let's go. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.